Hi everyone and welcome to this full sew-along for the Pintuck Poet Blouse by Matchy Matchy Sewing Club. This romantic floaty top is all about soft volume, thoughtful details, and a touch of drama in the most charming way. With its wide, gently rounded neckline, long puff sleeves with stitched pintucks, and a gathered peplum hem, this blouse has a beautifully relaxed silhouette that's both fun to wear and satisfying to sew. In this video, I'll be sewing the blouse using a chambray blue fun stripe washed cotton, also from Matchy Matchy. It's a soft, lightweight fabric with a lovely texture that pairs perfectly with this design's billowy shape and pintuck details. For sizing reference, my measurements are 32 inches at the bust, 25 at the waist, and 34 at the hips, so you can follow along knowing how the fit might work for you. So grab your fabric thread and your machine and let's slow down, enjoy the process, and make something beautiful together. Let's get started. For the front and back bodice pieces, we're going to stay stitch the necklines to prevent stretching. For the front bodice with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, start from the upper edge and stay stitch to the center. Repeat from the opposite upper edge, stay stitching to the center. Repeat for the necklines of the back bodice pieces, stay stitching with a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the outer edges to the center. Place the front and back bodice pieces right sides together along the shoulder seams and pin in place. Sew both seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press the seams toward the back of the garment. Fold your tie piece in half right sides together and pin. Sewing with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew one short end and the long edge. Turn your strap right side out. And give that a good press. Repeat to create each of your 4 tie pieces. Here are the right sides of both of my back bodice pieces. For the placement of the first tie pieces, we're going to measure down from the raw edge a 1/2 inch. Place your first strap right sides together with the back bodice at the 1/2 inch marking. And pin in place. Repeating on both sides. We're going to place the remaining tie pieces in between the notches transferred from the pattern piece. And pin in place. Baste each of your tie pieces in place with your longest stitch setting and a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Here are the wrong sides of my front and back facing pieces, and I've chosen to add the inner facing to add structure. Now I'm going to place these pieces right sides together along the shoulder seams and pin in place. Sew both seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance and press the seams open. Finish the outer edges of the facing in your preferred method. Place the facing right sides together with the bodice along the neckline, aligning the shoulder seams and pin in place. Sew around the neckline and the center backs with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, catching those sandwich ties in your stitches. Trim the center back and neckline seam allowances to a 1/4 inch. Then we're going to understitch the facings, turning the facing over their seam allowances and sewing the facing to the seam allowance underneath with an 1/8 inch seam allowance. As you work around those top corners of the center back, your presser foot won't allow you to sew all the way to the corners, so stop your stitching and start again on the opposite side of the corner. for both corners. Now that the facing is understitched, turn it completely to the wrong side of the garment, poking out those top corners. Then give those center back and neckline edges a good press. From the inside of the garment, we're going to pin the outer edges of the facing in place to the bodice piece. Sew the outer edges of the facing in place to the front bodice with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Here is one of my sleeve pieces, and we're going to begin making the pin tucks. Along the outer edges of your sleeve piece, you have notches indicating the pleats. Starting with the bottommost notches, I'm going to fold my fabric up toward the uppermost notches in the set of 3. Once you've pressed that material up toward the upper notch, you can pin that upper folded edge in place. And we'll repeat this pressing process for the upper set of triple notches, carrying that fabric from the lower notch to the upper notch and pressing in place and pinning. Now that we have those pin tucks formed, we're going to sew on the wrong side of the fabric along each of those pinned upper folded edges of the pin tucks with an 1/8 inch seam allowance. Now on the right side of the sleeve, you'll have 2 1-inch pin tucks. On the top edge of the sleeve, you have notches indicating the gathering points. We'll be sewing gathering stitches from one notch to the other, first with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, then once more with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Make sure to leave thread tails on both ends so you have threads to pull for gathering. Then you can pull your bobbin threads to gather the material on both sides toward the center notch. Place the sleeve right sides together with the armhole of the bodice and pin in place. Sew that sleeve seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press the seam toward the bodice. Repeat all of these steps to construct and attach your opposite sleeve. Once the sleeves are attached, remove any visible basting stitches from your gathering. Now I'll fold my bodice pieces and their sleeves right sides together. Pin the underarm seam as well as the sleeve seam, repeating on both sides. Sew on both sides with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press toward the back of the garment. To finish the bottom edges of the sleeve, we're going to form a casing to insert the elastic. Fold the raw edges of the bottom of the sleeve to the wrong side by 1/4 inch, then fold and press that edge once more by an additional 1/2 inch all the way around. Once you have your hem pressed in place all the way around, we're going to edge stitch close to the upper inner fold all the way around. Start and stop your stitching 1 inch on either side of the seam so that you leave a 2-inch gap to insert the elastic. I've cut my elastic to the length provided for my size in the pattern instructions. Now I'll secure one short end and lace it through the casing through the opening that we left in our stitches. Overlap the 2 short edges of the elastic by a 1/2 inch and zigzag in place to secure. Then we can draw our elastic fully to the inside of the casing and continue edge stitching along the previous stitching line to close the gap in your stitches. Prepare the pintucks for the peplum pieces in the exact same way as we did for the sleeves, for both peplum pieces. Then place both peplum pieces right sides together and pin the side seams. Sew both seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press the seams toward the back of the garment. Once the side seams are sewn, we're going to gather the top edge of the peplum all the way around. Break up your basting stitches into 2 sections, one for the front and one for the back. For both sections, you're going to stitch from seam to seam twice. First with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, then once more with a 5/8 inch seam allowance in the exact same way as we gathered the top edge of the sleeve. Sew with the longest stitch on your machine. Now we can gather the top edges of the peplum from seam to seam toward the center notch. For the front and back panels. Before we attach the peplum to the bottom of the bodice, tie your back ties and baste together the bottom edges so that those finished edges sit right next to each other. Baste across those attached edges with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now place the skirt piece right sides together with the bottom of the bodice, aligning the raw edges and the side seams and the center front and center back, and pin in place all the way around. Once you have the peplum pinned in place all the way around and the gathers are distributed evenly, sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around, finish the raw edges together, and press that seam up toward the bodice. Now that my peplum is attached to the bodice all the way around, I'm going to sew a couple more security stitches at the center back, stitching right on top of the main seam line where the 2 bodice pieces connect. Then remove any visible basting stitches from the front and back of the garment as we did for the sleeves. To hem the bottom edges of the peplum, we're going to fold those raw edges to the wrong side first by 1/2 inch, then once more by an additional 1/2 inch all the way around. Now that I have those bottom edges pressed and pinned in place all the way around, I'll sew close to the upper inner fold with an 1/8 inch seam allowance all the way around. And now the Pintuck blouse is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Subscribe to the channel for more full-length sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.